Hey guys, it's Rob. I am making this a late night blog. It's late for me, or late here anyway. It's 11:30. Like I said, I'm trying to get these out one per day, so I got a half an hour to get this one up and uploaded and everything. So I am just today. I did pretty much nothing. I got up this morning and I started playing video games. I started with WWE 2K15. I finished up all my created guys. I created the shows and everything else like that, and everything that goes into that. I started playing and my PS3 kept freezing. I don't know if it was because of one of my guys that I created or anything, but I just really don't want to have to go through and just recreate everybody again. I got the game in October. It's now January, and I've worked pretty hard on my guys with like designs and everything else. But so like I did like it would go good for a while, and then like I said, then it would freeze. So rather than get mad, throw the controller, I decided to take a break, and I started playing the Disney Infinity Marvel superheroes, and this time I was doing the Spider-Man playset, which is actually pretty fun. One thing I'm not too keen on is the whole fact that I wish there was more. There was more room to swing around the buildings, like the web swinging and everything. When it comes to Spider-Man, there's a lot of stuff like done in the sewers, and it keeps everybody confined. Unlike when it was like the Avengers, where it was, basically you had like an open world. It was it was confined. It was like a confined open world, but I kind of wanted that for Spider-Man because he's the one that swings all over the place. Like I could see the Avengers going down in like the sewers, but I haven't played through the full thing yet. I'm probably about halfway through it, and then after that, there's only one last playset to get, what they call playsets, and that's the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a movie I still haven't seen yet. It's one of those ones I'll probably just wait till it comes on demand because I am a comic book buff, nerd, geek, whatever you want to call them. I know pretty much a lot of characters' backgrounds and everything, but Guardians of the Galaxy is just one that never really interested me. But once a movie comes on like HBO or something, I'll give it a shot. Let's see. Oh, as you can see, my last blog, I said, hey, follow Jason David Frank, the guy who played the Green Ranger on the Power Rangers first show, the Mighty Morphin one, and then came back as the White Ranger, two different Red Rangers, and then the Black Ranger, in Dino Thunder. But I figured, hey, I'll sport my my Green Ranger gear today, and just people kind of find it kind of funny about like, especially the people at work, about how I'll talk about. I'm pretty open about like what I watch, and and Power Rangers is one of the things I've watched. Like I said, I think I'm through like the first 12 shows. I think it's like 15 seasons. The first series, the Mighty Morphin, was like 3 seasons, and then each show afterwards was basically like a season. So I think I'm just about through Mystic Force. I think the next one's Jungle Fury. I'm pretty sure about that. But it was kind of happenstance with some of the gear that I found. I've had the green shirt for a while. Then the next thing I actually found was the dagger. It's the one thing, like when I was a kid, I really really wanted. But unfortunately, it was one toy that everybody wanted at that time. So unfortunately, I didn't get it. I got like everything else. I got the Zords and everything, but this was the one thing that I really wanted. But what's kind of cool about this one, this is the Legacy one, which is it's basically like the updated version. Most of it's die cast. The black piece itself here, the handle, it's all plastic, so are the trumpet buttons there. But the silver part on the blade, that's rubber. But the whole like inside is all metal. They say it's trimmed in like it's like 18 karat gold, like plated or something like that, whatever. But it's actually got some serious weight to it. I think it's pretty much as close to the show version that they had. I know I was looking at like some of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff that was coming on, that was out, and they had like one that was like for $500, but it was all trimmed out in gold and everything. I was like, that's a little. I mean, this thing cost me $80. You know, for a collectible, it's really not that bad. But what's kind of cool is that it turns on, it plays some sound effects, and then actually this part right here actually gets pressed down, and if it presses down, you can summon the Dragonzord. As you can see, I got George up there behind me. Yes, and my Dragonzord does have a name. This was the sound that you heard when he would like fire a weapon or something like that. And then, kind of the funniest sound effect that I think on this thing is it will actually play the Power Rangers theme song, and it's the whole theme song. I'll wait till like the first words come on, and then I'll kind of move around. But yeah, this was kind of funny when I found this. I was just kind of going through Toys R Us. I was actually looking for stuff for my kids. Okay, and I just happened to find it. And I was like, oh man. But I got the kid stuff first, and then I bought this. I actually had a coupon, which was kind of cool, and I got into a conversation with the cashier about it. She goes, where'd you find that? And I said it was actually in the aisle, and she goes, well, that's kind of cool. She says, I always wanted to be the Pink Ranger, and it was like funny that something like that will bring up memories from a kid. Just out of completely random strangers. And the other thing that I had bought that they had come out with was the Legacy Morpher. This is actually the Green Ranger one. It's the big difference between the two, between like the regular 5 Rangers Morphers and this one's actually had the gold color to it instead of the silver color. What's kind of cool about this one actually came with you hit the slide button there, it pops up. My favorite part about it is when you turn it actually on, that was the sound of their communicators when Zordon would call them. So there was that, and then what's kind of nice too is if you hold it, it will play the television theme. God, I can't remember the words. This doesn't actually have the words to it, but it's still kind of cool, and I like the fact that it gives you a little light show. I'm going to turn that off. But what's also kind of neat is that it actually came with 2 coins. It came with and they're actually kind of antiqued. It came with the Green Ranger coin, and it actually came with the White Ranger coin. So, and they just kind of pop in like that. You can, let's make sure you're straight. Dragonzord. And then it actually there's a button back here that'll actually pop the coins out. So, and then, I figured, and then I bought the Dragonzord behind me, bought George. And then, the other thing I didn't have was a Green Ranger figure. Oops. So I ordered one from Amazon. But what's kind of funny is that the actual Green Ranger figure, I found one that actually has like a lot of different points of articulation to it and everything else. But the funny thing about that one was that they wanted $120 for one of those. And I was like, holy crap, and then it was like $30 shipping and handling. So I actually looked a little bit deeper online and actually found this. This is actually the Japan import. Because those who don't know, Power Rangers actually started in Japan, and a lot of the fight scene stuff is taken from that show. But I found this. This actually came from Japan. It was like it was like $60, and it was free shipping. It took a few weeks to get here. But it's actually kind of funny about this. It's it's basically the same figure that that Bandai, who's the company, actually put out for the States. I'll take it out. And what's kind of funny is it comes with a few different hands. I mean, if you look at the Dragon Egger here, I mean, it's the detail in this is amazing. But the funniest part is you can actually take, the head off and the belt off, and it comes with I don't know if you can see it, but it actually comes with a United States belt, and it's got the Stars and Stripes, which is hilarious to me. And then like on the back of the box here, you can see it like right in there, like you can change the collar and you can change the belt, like the Stars and Stripes, and that was like the weirdest part to me. And I mean, this is like the first thing I have ordered from Japan, but I saw that and I was just like, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it is so weird. I mean, I have yet to see any of like the Japanese actual version of the show, except for like one that I watched with that Dino Thunder one where they thought they were making fun of them, but it was funny. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow. Kind of just weird, just seeing a toy from Japan and just had that stuff on there where, I never really believed it when everybody says, oh yeah, everybody wants to be an American, but that kind of makes you think. Let's see, what else did I do? I didn't do too much. I was going to watch the Bourne Identity Conspiracy Ultimatum, and whatever, I think I'm missing one there. But that didn't happen. I watched the first one, which I love. I love the movies, but they can be long, so I switched that out. I watched the first one, and then I watched and I kind of had it on while I was finishing up the wrestling stuff, and then I switched it over to the Underworld movies, which I'm a big fan of. I kind of like that gothic stuff, like those Underworld movies. Those ones with Kate Beckinsale, where she's the vampire and she falls in love with the werewolf and everything else like that. The only thing that bothers me about like that series of movies is the third one is actually the first one. I hate when they put the prequels out after as the part of the trilogy. If you're gonna do that, you need to put them out first. That's just how I feel. Plain and simple. The only caveat I would say to that would be the Star Wars movies. I would love to stab Jar Jar Binks in the throat, but other than that, I like the Star Wars movies. I enjoy the first ones. I should say 2, 4, 5, and 6. I enjoy those. I went to the theaters to see all the other ones, twice or so, and those are the ones. The Lord of the Rings, and then they put out The Hobbit. I was weirded out by that. I'm not a big fan of those movies anyway. They're great movies, but they're just not my thing. But I actually did. It was kind of funny. I had a conversation with Ryan Esberg, one of my classmates. He was the gentleman that I said that started that Flex Your Face on my last blog, where I said to follow him. I kind of got a little bit more of a clarification from one of his videos as to what the Flex Your Face company is about, and I said it, it was like by throwing people a smile and kind of spreading the cheer. That is a smaller part, but his big message that he's trying to get across is to celebrate the small moments in life, which a lot of people I don't think do. Everybody's so worried about the big picture, they don't see the small picture that's in front of them. And the small moments where it's having for me, it's when I go over to see my kids. That whole that first moment when they were, even though I'm not there full time, they still knew who I am. Not that I don't think that they would ever forget, but at the same time, that like those small moments are like the best things for me. Or even just if I'm at work and just a customer comes to me and says, "Hey, this is the first suit I've bought. This is the education, the fact that I sold them a suit, great, I made a little bit of money. But when a customer comes up to me and says, I didn't know that there were so many rules for wearing a suit. I didn't know that, this didn't go with this," or just the education was helpful. And that's the part of my job that I love doing. It's just educating people. Because I actually live in a state where you don't have to where people don't wear a suit a lot. So it's kind of nice to give people that education and pass along that with something that I know of, that I know about, and it's great. That's and that's that small moment that makes you smile every time, and so I want to pass that message along too. But other than that, I mean, it's gonna be, I gotta work tomorrow, and I got Tuesday off, so I'm gonna try to make it an earlier night blog, so I'm not rushing to put it out. But if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below, down there somewhere. Click the subscribe button. Please share my videos. And I think Tuesday, I'm gonna put it. It'd probably be too late tomorrow, but Tuesday I'm gonna put out a video. I had said a while ago that I was gonna try to give the guys out there some education about like what to wear for a suit and different occasions. But I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to tie a tie. A lot of people don't know how to do that correctly. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that does it, but I actually my brain is kind of funny how it works, that I can actually tie it on myself. It's easier for me to tie it on somebody than it is to tie it on myself. So, but I'll show you guys how to do it. It's very simple. But other than that, as they used to say, may the power protect you. Bye bye.